I got a twist and we're gonna let them go, let them grow. Let them go, let them grow.
Welcome back.
Here we are.
You got lots of snow, Jules?
Yeah, we got probably like 4 or 5 inches though, not compared to northern friends, but how much did y'all get?
We got like 11 inches.
Ew.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know what to do. I guess they've had a lot of snow like that before, but it's not very often down here. But it's cold. Whew.
Yeah, it's very cold.
Very cold.
This is the most snow I've ever seen in my life. At 18 inches, it's a lot of snow.
Yeah, that is a ton.
And the drifts from yesterday didn't help any.
All right, everybody hopping in. Let us know you're in here. Say hey. Let us know where you're watching from.
Do you want me to put the comments back on the stage like we did last week, or do you want me to leave them off?
Yeah, I like that.
On the stage?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Muskrat, how are you guys?
Hey, y'all.
We've got a few people, so we can go ahead and get started. I am Ashley with Last Call Catfishing.
I'm Julie with Running on Catfishing, and today we have...
I'm Corey Jeffers, the unofficial Louisiana state record holder.
Whoop, whoop. Glad to have you on today.
Glad to do a show. It's been a while. I quit doing public appearances for a few years, but I couldn't turn this one down.
Well, I'm glad. You were our first podcast. Me and Charlie.
What did you say, Joe?
You
are you guys' first podcast?
Yeah, we had never been on one before. So that was our first.
Yeah. Coming full circle.
Yep, full circle. All right. And let's see. Look at that smile he has. Andy drives a Chevy. I don't know if Anthony Smith must know some things.
Yeah, it's my pastor.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, the guy drives a Dodge, but we'll give him a pass.
Oh, that's funny.
Why is my screen disappearing? It's not moving.
Your green screen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We hope everybody's staying warm and not snowed in.
Mm-hmm.
Anything Julie just said there?
Oh, I didn't say anything. Ashley said we hope nobody's snowed in.
It might be on my side. Is it choppy for you guys?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Hold on 1 second. I can fix this.
Hi, Travis. So what's everybody up to since we all have all of the snow and the rivers are frozen? How is it out there, Julie? Are you guys is the water all?
I haven't even gone by the water. My friend sent me a picture and there is a lot of snow. I've seen we have a ferry that goes between here and Illinois. They have it closed down for big ice chunks on the Ohio River. The roads are good. Mine's not the best. They stopped before they got to my house, but I can get out. It's no big deal, but the main roads are fine down here. Kids were out of school the entire week. They did not have any school, but can you hear better, Corey?
A lot better. It was definitely on my side.
Oh,
good deal.
Okay. Good.
All right. So, Corey, why don't you take a minute and kind of tell people who you are, how you got into catfishing and all that fun stuff.
Okay. My name is Corey. For a long time known as Ohio River Catfishing on TikTok. I got into catfishing a long time ago with my uncle. The most unpopular opinion of the day, I started in pay lakes when I was a kid. Obviously, as I got older, as I started competitive catfishing, I realized that's not the way to go about it. I turned anti-pay laker really fast. And I started out one day. I bought a boat. My brother and I were like, let's go try catfish in the river. On that very first day, I caught my PB flathead of 62 pounds. Never beat it. Obviously, as most of the people who knows that watch this, I went on to professionally catfish different national trails where we competed all over the country. We were pretty competitive in all of them. I've always said what makes a professional catfisherman isn't winning every tournament, but going to every lake and turning in 3 fish. If you can go across the country and you can fill a bag on new lakes every week, I consider you to be a pretty dang good fisherman. Never had a tournament that I didn't weigh in 3 fish. Won a few on national television. And then obviously my claim to fame is going to Louisiana on TikTok live and catching the unofficial current state record down there of 118 pounds.
Nice.
That is awesome.
I remember when you did that. That was so exciting.
I was
So
sick as a dog, but everyone kept sharing this live. It was something I'd never heard of. And the next day, you know, like I said, so sick. But I guess somebody had sent me a picture as well. And I was like, dang. And then I think from there, you heard us talking about you on our live. And we've been friends ever since, really.
Yeah, I was on my way back from Louisiana, and it was just crazy. I was surfing through people's lives, and like it would pop up, Ohio River Catfishing joined your live. People were losing their mind. I was a one-day celebrity. It was great.
Yep. That is so cool. That is so cool. So how has your approach to targeting big catfish changed over the years? What have you learned? What do you find works best? Or, you know, what's your favorite thing to do?
So what's crazy is when I started this, when I started professionally catfishing, I despised dragging. I was an anchor only fisherman. I didn't even have dragging weights on my boat. I didn't. I felt like because I fished the Ohio River and it's so hard to fish the Ohio River, I had so much more luck anchoring on structure for flatheads. So for the first year and a half of catfishing professionally, and once I started my TikTok channel, I was an anchor only fisherman. Like I anchored up on structure, and I can remember the comments every night. Why don't you switch to dragging? And I'm like, you can't catch fish that way. And I said that forever. Which is really when I went to those bigger lakes like Wheeler and Gunnersville, I would struggle at those lakes because I wouldn't drag. Now, I wouldn't struggle to catch fish. I'd catch as many flatheads as, I remember my first trip to Wheeler, I fished up in the Elk River. We caught 40-some flatheads that day. I was throwing back 30-pound flatheads. I weighed in 108 pounds with 3 flatheads. But the one thing I was missing was that I had 2 overs and an under. The thing I was missing was that over blue cat. And I didn't know how to catch them. That's just what it boiled down to. I couldn't target blue cats. I couldn't catch blue cats. I didn't know how to look for them on the graph. I didn't know where to drag. I didn't know where to suspend. So I just stuck to what I knew how to do and fish structure. I would say in the development of me as a fisherman, which I would probably say I'm a much better fisherman now out of a kayak than I ever was in a boat, because it's a lot harder to do it in a kayak. We don't have the freedom to pick up and move. You got to break the lake down, pick the area of the river you want to fish, and you're just praying the fish are there, because you don't have a motor. You're going 2.8 miles an hour, and you get in 1 mile an hour current. You're not moving. So learning how to break rivers down, learning that, especially on the rivers, finding spots in the river where you're going to find flatheads, but if it's not working, you can switch to suspend drifting or dragging on ledges and find blue cats. I think that is the biggest come up I've had in catfishing, especially since I've kind of stepped out of the light and I'm not on TikTok and stuff anymore. I think if guys watched me fish on TikTok now, their mind would be blown. I don't even have an anchor. Like I have one for an emergency situation, but I don't anchor at all. I spend my entire time dragging or drifting now. And when I was big on TikTok, the entire time I preached to everybody, you didn't need to do that to catch fish. So my fishing style, as well as knowledge on how to break bodies of water down and find the fish, has changed drastically because we're limited to such a small area. We don't get to scout a whole lake. We get to scout 1 mile by 1 mile square. And to get from one side to the other, you waste a quarter of the tournament.
Yeah, that is a game changer. Sounds like kayak fishing sounds so fun. I've always wanted to do that because I'd rather launch a kayak than a boat. I get too nervous. My 13-year-old, he can just hop in the back in the boat, just put it right up on there, and he does not care for me. I'm like like just so afraid I'm gonna like mess it up. So I think
Especially with that brand new boat, scared you scratch it or something.
Yeah, it may or may not have happened. It wasn't my account. Yeah. Well, that is awesome. Let's see. The Cowboy says, I really enjoy suspend drifting. It's my favorite way to fish. That's awesome. Good deal. What mistakes do you think newer catfish anglers make that may cost them big fish?
I'll tell you one of the major things when I'm teaching somebody how to fish, which I do a lot now. That's kind of what when I stepped out of the light, I quit chasing the big trails nationally. I bought 2 extra kayaks and I fully rigged them out just like mine. I mean, I can fish out of any of those kayaks and they're all completely decked out. And I started taking people who had never fished before. I've taken people that have never fished at all. Like they don't even know what fishing is. But the catfish anglers that I've taken that they come in and like, yeah, I've got experience. I know how to do this. I think the biggest mistake they make is not using their graph. People don't realize that successful catfishermen, I mean, I know, I've watched your guys' live. Charlie, just like me, he watches the graph more than he watches the water. The graph can navigate the river for you. The graph can find structure. The graph can find fish. The graph can find ledges. The graph can find bait. The guys that I see launch and they're like, yeah, I got this. And Justin Johnson, Kayak Catfish, would 100% disagree with me because that dude's got a fish finder from like 1940 because he says all he needs to know is the depth. But for me, I mean, if you take my graph away, you take 80% of my skill away. I mean, I'd say without the graph, I'll catch fish. I'm not going to catch quality fish as often. You know, like up here on Hoover, especially last year, I was really good. I mean, in every tournament I fished up here, and, you know, guys would be doing the exact same thing I was doing. The only thing they weren't doing was they weren't watching their graph to make sure they were dragging over the fish they want to be. If you can't, like with side scan, for instance, I can tell how big fish is when they go by. And if I'm driving and I'm going over, a lot of guys are like, oh, there's a bunch of fish, let's fish here. I'm specifically looking for big fish. So like I'll drive right by those small fish where somebody else will fish them and they'll have a phenomenal day. I may only catch 5 fish a day, but those 5 fish will put me in the top 5. In every kayak tournament I fished there this year, I finished in the top 3. So I think the biggest mistake people make is they don't learn how to use their graph. They buy this big fancy graph and they're staring at their boat driving down the water the whole time. They're not using side scan. They're not using down scan. They turn 2D on, they turn their graph on, and that's it. I mean, I really think people should take the time to break down how to use their graph. They should take the time how to, you know, graphs have to be adjusted for every body of water. I see a guy leave a muddy lake here and go to Lake Erie. It's crystal clear. It doesn't change the settings at all. And I'm like, you know, if you can learn how to dial in your graph, if somebody was just starting out and they said, I'm going to take the next 3 months, I'm going to learn how to fish, I would tell them to use 2.5 months learning your graph.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. Charlie's had to have help. He's contacted somebody that has helped him with setups of all of his graphs because there's a lot to do to tune them that I don't even understand.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips? Let me see. To using side scan.
Yeah, I was laughing at yeah, you know, so side scan is what I use the most. I don't have a live scope. Side scan is by far the next best thing to live scope. I don't think I've got a friend, Brandon Hunter. He uses live scope and he will pluck off blue caps. He'll watch him come by and he'll use a jig and keep swimming by. Never have I seen him catch anything big. It's pretty cool to watch. I'm not on the band line. I don't give people much of a finding bait, absolutely. I'm sure you're using absolutely. That I don't see why you can't use that to catch bait. I don't have a problem with it. But when it comes to fishing, I can practice everything I need on side scan. So when I'm breaking down, if you're driving and you're using side scan, there's a black line right down the middle. That's the water column. Yes, it is your boat, but it's also going to change in width based on how deep the water is. So if you're in 20 feet of water, there's a 20-foot black line. When you look up at the top, from 20 to 20.
I was going to say, I don't think his internet is cooperating
Yeah.
with him. We'll give him just a minute to hop back on.
Listen, Stephen, my English teacher over here. My best friend Charlie catches fish with no graph. He's just that good. The fish catch him. That's what Stephen has to say about that over here on Facebook. Okay, Corey's trying to get back.
Did we get him added in?
I did hit it, but I think his Wi-Fi is still struggling. Man, I thought he was doing better than us, too.
Yeah.
He's add stage.
There we go.
No idea what happened there.
I think your signal's not happy with you.
So anyway, yeah, I mean, you could hear me talking the whole time, right?
Yeah, it was breaking up really bad.
I don't. Is it good now?
It seems to be a little bit better than it was, for sure.
Okay, I switched from my house internet to my phone internet because sometimes my phone internet is better. But
sometimes whenever I get something coming in on my phone, it'll mess up my signal. Like if I'm out here, so I just always put my phone on Wi-Fi. Now, granted, you cannot since you're on your phone, but I don't know. Maybe if you were getting something or receiving a notification, that sometimes will do it for me.
Okay, well.
Steven says, "Yeah, you sound like you have dial-up."
If it starts breaking up really sound like you have dial-up. If it starts breaking up really bad again, just wave your hand at me or something, so I know.
Okay.
So where I was going was with side scan. There'll be a black line down the middle. That is your water column. That's not the people are like, how wide my boat is. Well, I don't know very many people that catfish have a 40-foot wide boat. So the black line down the middle. What you'll see there is you'll see fish show up in that black line. Like you'll see marks in it, and then when you're looking to the left or to the right, if you look, what we're looking for when we're on side scan is we're not necessarily looking for dots or the size of the fish on that. What we're looking at is the shadow that accompanies the dot. The shadow on side scan tells all the story. So like a catfish will look the same as a carp, will look the same as a large bass. If you look at the shadow below it, like, I wish I could share a picture. I can't. I don't know how to do that. But if you look at the shadow below it, you can look at it. It looks like I would say it looks like a baby whale. It's usually a blue cat. But a flathead, you'll be able to tell. Like in the shadow, the head will be really wide. The body will narrow out at the back. A really big catfish will look like a goldfish. So when we're watching our side scan and you see those dots, and another thing that you want to look for is from the dot to the shadow, you want to look at the distance between the two. If the dot is really far away from the shadow, then the fish is high in the water column. If the dot is right next to the shadow or the shadow is like touching underneath the dot, that means the fish is on the bottom. But what I found more important than looking for fish on side scan is looking for life. You want to, when you're going down the river and you're using side scan to find, especially flathead fishing, you're using side scan to find where to fish. You want to see all those little baby white dots. It looks like rice. That tells you that in that area, there's a bunch of bait. And as we all know, if you find bait, the catfish aren't far behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It is good to go where the bait's at sometimes. Fish those holes for sure. Good explanation. I appreciate it. Yep. So, what's your thoughts on the conservation and the bust, the Operation River Raid? I'm sure you've seen it. It's been everywhere.
I'm super happy to hear about the Operation River Raid. Being from Ohio, and ever since I started catfishing, those things, I mean, you see these guys out there, these giant hoop nets, knowing they're illegal. You know, you see guys sending 50, 60 jugs at one time, leaving, coming back, which was the controversial piece for that last state record fish that was caught, right? They put all these jugs in this flooded hole they come back and there's a 108-pound fish on however big it was. That's why it was such a controversy when it happened. Us guys that are out there slaving away on that river trying to catch a giant fish, I mean, it hurts some feelings. It's what drove the panel to doing the rod and reel and the non-conventional record, right? Obviously, there's so many conspiracies around that fish. If she was the one who pulled the jug up, I mean, I heard it was her uncle, I heard it was her dad, I heard one of them didn't have a fishing license, that's why she held the record. Whatever it may be, it's such a negative look to the sport to say, yeah, this is our state record, but you got guys out there with a rod and reel trying for this record that in Ohio, it may be 30 years before anybody catches a fish that big on a rod and reel. Anybody can catch them that way, loading a flooded channel up during a flood with 50 jugs. Like, where's the sport in that? Where did the fish have a chance, right? Yeah. So I'm happy to see that operation. I'm not saying that's what those people were doing. I don't know if they were taking the fish. I don't know what they were doing with the fish. But I do see it, right? Like I was out. I'm sorry. A couple buddies of mine were out on Hoover last summer bow fishing for carp. And they said there were probably 100 bank lines in this one cove. Nobody is setting 100 lines to this thing. Nobody. I mean, it's not feasible, right? So to see Kentucky doing that and conducting these operations that are finding these poachers is what they are. That's a huge win for conservation. I go back and forth with the Ohio conservation, all the conservation officers all the time. They don't care about catfish. They never have. They never will. They find a guy shooting too many rabbits. They don't trust me. Some of them do. Am I there? You guys just went away for a second. Some of the officers I've talked to, they could care less about catfish, and they always put it on the biologist. The biologist always put it on the officers. The doctor always put it on somebody in the office. It's always somebody else's fault that the catfish is declining because nobody wants to step up and take initiative. The guys around Hoover, those guys care, right? They built that fishery based on conservation. They saw a need for bringing those catfish inland because they can't, you can't commercial fish inland rivers or in inland lakes in Ohio. So the deal started stocking on the lakes because they knew there was nothing they could do on the river because the guys down there don't care. So conservation for me, it's really, I think it's proved for themselves that it's one of the most important things. And I got that fish in Louisiana. We couldn't get a conservation officer there to certify the fish, to weigh the fish. We called everybody in the state. They were probably too busy filming their TV show, Louisiana law officers or whatever it's called. But I couldn't get those guys. Love out going out there and busting those guys on those shrimp boats on that TV show. But God forbid they show up to weigh a world record or state record catfish. It was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve at 12 o'clock. For all we know, they were probably all out with their buddies and we're probably in no shape to drive. But because we couldn't get anybody there, Chris and I made the decision that we were going to just let the fish go. We had everything required. We had certified scales. And the 7,000 people that cycled in and out of my TikTok that night all knew that we caught that fish. So the record didn't mean much to me. The paper didn't mean much to me. Sharing the experience with my best friend and showing it on TikTok meant more to me than a piece of paper. What does a name in a book do? 50 years from now, nobody even know who I am down there.
Yep. And
we went through that here when Jess caught the 85 on the Muskingum because that was a record for Muskingum. Because when I caught the 75, it was a record, but it was the same way. When I caught it, it was Christmas Eve. There was nobody available. When he caught it, it was a Saturday night at like 7:30, and they're like, "Well, you need to take it to a certified scale," and we're not doing that. We're not putting it in the boat and taking it off the river, like you said, just to get a piece of paper. We've got the video, we've got the pictures. The fish is alive and healthy for somebody else to enjoy.
Yep.
That's the best way to be.
The next person that catches that fish might shoot it in the head and get the record. That's their choice, not mine. I don't want that to happen, but I wasn't going to be the reason that fish died. No way. I mean, it's the conservationist in me said absolutely not happening. They would have hung me on the stake if that fish would have died live on my YouTube video. They'd have hunted me down on the way back to Ohio. They'd have blockades waiting on me.
Yeah, they would. Yep. Commendable that you guys do that. Just land too. I mean, anybody could have made the other choice to just not worry about the fish's well-being and worry about that, that paper and what could come out of that paper, So, oh no.
A couple of newspaper articles don't mean much to me.
Ashley, are you getting the notification about Facebook?
Mm-mm. I have a screen day.
Mine says we're having trouble streaming to Facebook and may be an issue on Facebook's end on all 4 of them.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, Facebookers, if you're on here, let us know if you can actually see it. I don't know what.
So, what does it want us to do?
It's only giving me the option to remove it from Facebook, but I don't know why.
That's weird.
Let me see if it's still streaming. YouTubers, are y'all still able to see?
Yeah, just hollered at me and said it won't even let him view it on Facebook. So.
What the heck?
Fun. Well, I guess we're just going to have to tell people to go to YouTube if you're still able to watch this on Facebook.
What is it?
Is it working on yours?
It was letting me. Now it just shut off. It was working just fine, but now it's loading.
I don't know how to fix it.
Well, we're good on Facebook or YouTube, Muskrat says.
Yeah.
That's strange. I've never had to do that before.
I'm going to try doing it on my phone to see if it helps everyone's connection. I think it will.
Should we just try to delete these and we'll just remove it?
There's 2 Corys. I don't know which one he wants us to open.
Julie, I'm going to try to remove these and add them back and see if that makes a difference.
Okay.
I don't know if it will, but...
Corey, are you wanting on the other one? Okay.
All right. I think it might be fixed now. My camera on my phone sucks. It's all scratched up, but I think, hold on. You're going to get double. How do I kill that? There. How's that?
I think that's better.
I think it's a lot better. You guys sound a lot better.
Okay, I was working on
I'm sorry.
trying
My
to help.
computer sucks.
It's all good. All right, you got last call back up. How do I get mine up? Or
Well, I had them all connected, and then it popped back up and said it's not working again, so... This is annoying. Sorry, guys.
Of course, this is when I'm on here is when we have issues.
I think your running gun connected now, Jules. Now it disconnected last call. All right. Well, we'll just go with it. We've got Run and Gun on there, so if something's streaming.
You can share it to Facebook
Yep.
later.
So talk about your tournaments that you do. I know that's something you're wanting to talk about tonight. So tell us about what you're doing with the kayak.
So we are starting a tournament trail this year. I'm helping. Hold on. Jeez, Corey, get it together. I'm just helping to actually I'll get it together, guys. I promise. This is why I wanted to use the computers. There we go. Am I good now?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So the tournament series that we're putting together this year, Austin Harding is putting it together with Kayakers. It's the Kayakers Ohio Pro Tournament Circuit. It's a kayak, boat, or bank tournament. Lost Julie.
Jesus. Keep talking. She'll come back.
So we're putting a tournament on this year. It's kayak, boat, or bank. I'm just helping. I had a pretty successful tournament trail there for a while. Stepped away from it because the drama involved with being a tournament director is crazy. It's not worth it. The one thing that I have found is that the kayak world's way different. Like it's the people in the kayak world, not the people in the boat world are bad, but the drama isn't tolerated. So like the tournament directors in the kayak world, mainly Kayak Mike, he is awesome. So the drama doesn't happen. Like it'll be there for a day and it is squashed by the end of the day. It's just it's really hard in kayak tournaments. It's really hard to because everything's GPS tracked, so you can't go out of bounds. Most guys aren't out fishing with guides several days before the tournament. It just doesn't happen. So that's what drew me to the kayak world. You don't have a lot of that stuff going on. So I decided I would help this year with the tournament trail. There are, I think there's 12 tournaments plus a championship. The 12 tournaments are all around Ohio on different lakes. They're length series events. So there's no live well. There's no weigh in. You use an app and a measuring board, an approved measuring board to measure your fish. You submit them to an app. The app tracks your GPS. It tracks when the photo was taken. It is extremely hard. Like it's extremely hard to not submit fish while you're fishing.
Well, hello.
Julie's
I
back.
see you
Maybe.
there.
There you are.
Oops.
So the tournament's being length division. That's a huge change for a lot of people. I have been able to get a lot of boats to join it. I ran one length series tournament or length division tournament when I had my Middle Ohio Catfishing Trail, and it was wildly popular. We had 20 boats show up. Everybody caught fish. We were at Rocky Fork. It was a lot of fun. So when they decided they wanted to do this Ohio trail, they came to me and they asked if I would help promote it, put my input in, and then Amber and I are the biggest sponsor for the trail too. The trail is guaranteeing $1,000 every tournament as the prize pool, and then $3,000 for the championship. And then there's an Angler of the Year race. We haven't decided if that's going to be a monetary prize or a fully set up kayak. We're still kind of deciding on what we're going to do there. It will be one of the best paying trails in Ohio next year. The one thing that I learned when I had my trail, we went to a lot of little fish lakes. Like we went to CJ Brown, we went to Deer Creek, went to Paint Creek, we went to a lot of Channel Cat lakes. This new trail focuses on where in Ohio you can catch bigger fish. So Hoover, Sandusky, the Muskingum River, the Ohio River, the Scioto River, Seneca, um, the bigger fish destinations in Ohio. We have one tournament that we're all really excited about. Actually, it's all Ohio 48-hour event, biggest blue cat, biggest flathead, biggest channel. It's going to force guys to move around. So you can get all three of them at Hoover. I've never had a night where I've caught three giants at Hoover, one flathead, one channel cat, and one blue cat. So it's going to send guys to the river, to Sandusky, to Hoover, maybe all in the same day. Who knows? I mean, I think going into it 6 months away here, my plan is going to be I'm going to start in Gallipolis and try to get my flathead and maybe even a blue cat, and then move to Hoover for a blue cat and then to Sandusky for a channel cat. But it's going to be a pretty cool event to see everybody move around and where people wind up going to catch fish. You know, I'm hoping after that tournament we can get fishermen in to talk about, yeah, you know, I started here, I drove 2 hours to catch this fish, I drove 4 hours to catch that fish, just to hear how they made it happen. So we'll see how that goes. We're all pretty excited for that tournament. It's the first of its kind. There's been 24, 48-hour tournaments before, but it's never been one that's going to be one of each species. So
you say 48
that
hours? That's what they have?
That's what it'll be, 48 hours, yeah. So, like I said, 48 hours. It's going to start like on a Friday evening and end on Sunday evening. I think it'll be neat to see people travel and where they wind up going to catch their fish.
That's awesome. That sounds like a good time.
I think you and Charlie should come.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. We did win the trifecta at the River Rats Catfishing Club. We did get one of each and went for the trifecta and won. So that was cool. So we may be top contenders.
That's
That was
awesome.
just one day event.
Well, hey, come be top contenders. I don't care.
There we go. We have to have a kayak.
No, you can fish out of a boat.
Okay, I was just making sure because I missed the beginning. Obviously, I was late to the party.
Yeah, in all of our tournaments, it's boat, bank, or kayak. The only thing that's required is you have to use a musky bumper measuring board. But we bought 30 of them.
Oh, there you go.
We'll have plenty to give away. Not give away, but let people use.
Sweet. That's awesome. That sounds like fun.
Really sucks using my phone. That's so grainy. Like I wish my computer would work.
That's all right. It's no big deal. Doesn't bother me anyway.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Kevin. How are you, man? So yeah, I mean that trail is going to be cool. Like I said, it's Cat Yackers who's running it. Austin Harding is the one of the owners of Cat Yackers. I'm just coming along to help out. Amber and Amber and I did donate some money to it to get the payouts up there. I learned when I had my trail, the big payouts are what draw people. It don't matter what lake you're fishing. If you pay out good money, people will come fishing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I think catfishing in general is. I think like the sport of catfishing is growing. I mean, the River Rats last year, he broke his record, I think, twice with number of boats. And I mean, that's a smaller trail like in Southern Ohio. And we had, I don't think he's on here, but I think it was like 34 boats or 37 boats for the championship. So, I mean, it's growing a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's good to see.
I mean, that's. I thought the same thing when I had my trail that was doing all the smaller lakes in Ohio. We were seeing growing numbers every single week. I think with me, part of the reason I got out of it was I started doing length tournaments, and I saw the benefit to the length series from a conservation side, right? No fish in the live well, not holding fish all day long. We're not pulling fish from the river, running 50 miles, weighing them in. Not that that is a problem. Like, I have seen fish that struggle in that scenario. People have been doing that for 40 years. I think the fish are fine. But I think if we can move catfishing away from those live weigh-ins, or at least some of it, there's always going to be tournaments. Like I don't ever want to see Steven's tournament go away in Rising Sun. But if we can take those smaller boats with the smaller live wells, those guys that are just getting into it, they don't know how to properly care for fish. If we can take those from that weight division where they're not handling fish well and they're killing fish, and we can put them into a scenario where they don't have to carry those fish all day, they don't have to care for those fish, they don't have to do live well changes. We can give them a measuring board. We can say, go, you handle the fish for 5-10 minutes and it's back in the water. I think that will help people tremendously, because we've all been to those boat tournaments where there's the guy on the John boat with coolers, right? Not an ideal scenario for those fish.
Mm-hmm.
If we can take
Yep.
that guy and we can put him in a different scenario where he doesn't have to use coolers,
Uh-oh.
that's what sucks about using your phone when people call.
Oh,
So if we can take those people out of those scenarios where they're using those measuring boards or where they're using those coolers and they're using those tubs, and you can put them in a scenario where they use a measuring board and they're only handling the fish for 5-10 minutes, that's a huge benefit to catfishing in general. That's a huge benefit to conservation.
I think that's a good point for sure.
I can't hear anybody now.
Can you hear me? Hello out there.
This is the life we're living today. Sorry.
It's okay. Look, my Wi-Fi went out. That's what happened to me earlier for no reason.
After the phone call, I can't hear anybody at all.
You still can't now?
Strange.
I can now because I turned the volume up on my computer.
Okay.
I think we're good now. Maybe. So how many tournaments are they planning to have with this trail this year?
There are there's 11 tournaments. 11
Do they have
tournaments and the championship, which we're going to do the championship the same way I did the championship with the Mid-Ohio Catfishing Trail. The championship will be somewhere in Ohio. The top, I can't remember if it's 10 or 15 anglers in the Angler of the Year race will qualify for the championship. I have donated the money to take everybody out to eat once we get to that point. Everybody will get a hoodie and a hat. And they will get to vote on where we fish. So like we'll pick an area, right? Like there'll be, say there's 15 people there. I don't remember how many people it is. We'll do groups of 3. They'll come up with the top 2 places they want to fish. We'll take all those that everybody suggests, wherever gets the most votes, then we'll individually vote on where we're going to be, whether it be the river, whether it be a specific pool of the river, whether it's Hoover, which I don't want it to be because Hoover gets overfished, whether it's Sandusky, wherever they choose, that's where the championship will be held. And then we'll go from there, and that's where we'll fish. When we leave that meeting, that's where the championship will be fished.
Well, that's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the championship right now, I think, is guaranteed $3,000. So it's $1,000 guaranteed for every single event, and then the championship right now is guaranteed $3,000 plus entry fees. So it's $100 to get in. The one thing that's different with the measuring board tournaments and the weight division is you can fish with, I don't care if you have 10 people on your boat, but you only get 3 rods because the kayak guys only get 3 rods. The bank guys only get 3 rods. So every vessel gets 3 rods.
That's fair enough.
Although I think, especially at Hoover, I beat guys with 6 rods all the time. But I can see there are people who complain saying that if we do that, the boats have an advantage. And I can see where they're coming from. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I feel like bank fishing's got to be so much harder than boat fishing anyway.
There was a bank tournament series started this year at Hoover, and I have to agree with you. Like, I watched those guys fish in an event. I gave a kayak away at the event, so I went and watched, and I was watching the leaderboard all day. I definitely agree with you that bank fishermen have it a lot harder than we do.
Okay. So let's see. Oh my God. Hearing myself talk.
We're echoing, we're disconnecting, we're just a mess tonight.
Is it me?
I think it's all of us because I can hear myself too.
that any better?
Maybe. I think
Now,
so.
now I can't hear you guys. Oh, what a night. I don't know what to do. Can't hear. I can only hear you guys if I turn my volume up a little. Can I hear you now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Is
you.
it echoing?
Can you hear us?
I can barely. How about now?
It's fine. It's echoing, but it's fine.
No,
okay.
Get through.
it's not. Hold on, we're gonna try this one more time. Hold on. Oh my goodness. People think we're a joke.
So while Corey's
My
working that
return
out,
after 2 years is terrible.
there is a tournament coming up February the 7th down in Tennessee in case anybody's interested in getting out of the house. Larry Gross from Winter Whiskers was supposed to be our guest tonight, but they're still without power, so we had to switch him and Corey so that he would have power. If you're interested in that, they have a Facebook page with all the details of their event. Hopefully the lake isn't frozen down there for the Winter Whiskers on a Hickory, but it's very pretty down there. So,
Do you want switched, Corey? Okay.
yeah. That better?
I can hear you guys now. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like a moron.
Don't feel-
You guys just go.
It's okay. We're very unprofessional here. We're just
Very
we're just
much.
Well, that's good. Try not to
Yeah.
be, but
And the people
we
that
don't
watch
take
us
it-
are used to this.
Yeah.
they're used to this.
Yeah.
I do agree with Justin. People in that situation shouldn't be fishing tournaments in the first place. But you know, there comes a time, and I have experience here. There comes a time as a tournament director where when is it okay to turn somebody away, and when is it not okay to turn somebody away, right?
Mhm.
So you say you have to have a 50-gallon live well. If they have a cooler that holds 50 gallons, that's a live well. You say you have to somehow aerate your live well. They got 2 Mr. Bubblers running on their cooler, it's aerated. You say their boat can't be over capacity. Well, the capacity is 900 pounds, 2 people. They're not over 900 pounds of 2 people. If you turn that person away, I did in Sandusky. I think maybe, I can't remember who all was there. I turned a guy away in Sandusky. So we got to Sandusky. The forecast later in the day looked horrible. Is it just me, or is this the best the video has been all night?
We're good.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
So the forecast looked horrible. As a tournament director, you know, you've got 40 people here to fish this tournament, right? You haven't canceled the tournament. It's 4 o'clock the day of. Guys are driving 3 hours. You look at the forecast, and at the end of the tournament, it could get sketchy, right? The way that I ran my tournament trail was we had a board of directors. So I didn't make the decisions. I owned the trail, and I was the face of the trail, but I didn't make the decisions. Everybody did. So I go to the board of directors. I'm like, hey, you know, there was 5 of us. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Some of them were there to fish. A couple of them didn't make it. I said, you guys vote on this. I was always the tie-breaking vote because I was the owner. So I said, you guys vote on this. Should we cancel this tournament? Well, 3 people were there to fish. And they all was like, no, no, no. And I said, that's fine. We're cutting it early no matter what. It's going to get bad about 3. We were going to fish till 3. Let's cut it at 2. Well, storm came in at 1. I turned a guy away at the boat ramp who was in a 14-foot flat bottom boat, 2 50-gallon coolers, 3 people in the boat. I said, man, I can't let you go out there. I said, but what I can do, you can take my boat. You guys can use my boat if you want. I said, I don't need to fish. I said, I'm just going to require you to be back here by noon if you take my boat because it's going to get pretty sketchy. And we're ending the tournament at 1 anyways. Well, they didn't like that. They raised a scene at the boat ramp. And I said, man, I'm sorry. I said, I'll give you your gas money back. Like, I felt bad. And they were like, no problem. The next guy that came up, kind of the same situation, 2 guys and a kid, 14-foot boat. And I'm like, guys, I can't let you launch in a 14-foot boat knowing that it's going to get really nasty later. They were really cool about it. They're like, hey, don't worry about it. Again, I think I gave them $50 or something for their gas. I apologized. But then later that day, you know, I regretted the decision all day. I felt terrible. These guys drove here. They wanted to fish. Noon, a storm comes out of the west with 30-mile-an-hour winds. We're all racing to get back to the dock. I threw my prop on the way back. The waves are 4 or 5 footers. There's guys out there in sea arcs that are just getting rocked. And I'm like, I didn't feel one bit bad about it. I saved 2 people's life that day. That's how I looked at it. You know? So, yes, those guys shouldn't be fishing in that situation. You get to a really tough spot on, should I tell these guys to go home and not let them fish? And, you know, you do that so many times, and then it's out on Facebook that you're turning people away, and then, I mean, it's crazy. Then you're only letting your friends fish so they can win, and the tournaments are rigged, and you just start down a really, really slippery slope if that's what you do. If you start turning people away, it turns bad really fast. So this is why the length season exists. And that last year of the trail, when I was going to run it, we ended up canceling it. We had both, and both fished the same night. Guy shows up in a 14-foot boat. No, I can't let you fish in the weight division, or, you know, they show up with inadequate live wells. I can't let you fish in the weight division for the safety of the fish. Here's a measuring board. I'm not going to charge you to rent it, but you can fish on this side. Same entry fees. Both had the same added money. The boat series was a little more popular, so I was projecting there would be more people in that tournament than there would be in the length tournament. But the length tournament just gives those people a way to still fish, right? Like it's an opportunity for the guys who can't afford the big boats or don't want to spend the money, don't want a boat payment, don't want to modify the boat they have. It's an opportunity for those guys to still experience competitive catfishing and enjoy what, I mean, all of us love. I know every one of them, every one of these guys that are watching this video tonight, I know you too, the competitive edge of catfishing is what makes it fun. Like, I love catfishing. I don't do much fun fishing anymore. I just really like the competitive edge of fishing in a tournament.
Yeah, that's what Charlie likes. I like seeing everybody, but I'd rather everybody just have fun and then go fishing together and then come back and get some like food and eat together and just call it a day. But
it's like church.
That's not how Charlie is though. He likes fun fishing and he likes competing, but competing is what, you know, does it for him. That's his. I think he likes doing that better. I don't know.
And in the length divisions, the cool thing about the length divisions is we have a running leaderboard. You know at all times where you stand on the leaderboard. So imagine Charlie knowing he was in second place behind by a half inch. He'd go crazy.
Oh, yeah. He's got something working towards. So, yeah, absolutely.
There's some days where you think you're like, you catch the first fish, you catch the second fish, you're like, oh, I got this licked. And then at the end of the day, some dude comes out of nowhere. Happened to me in Sandusky this year. Out of nowhere, 20 seconds left, this guy puts a giant fish on the board. And you're like, I got no time to beat that. And then the boat ride back sucks. But most of the time, I really enjoy being able to watch the leaderboard all day. I think that's my favorite part about it. Just knowing where you're at. You know, you think you're having a good day, and you look on there, and Austin Harding's done caught 3 40-inch flatheads in a lake that even flatheads lived in. And you're like, okay, well, yeah, I can leave early today. There's no reason for me to stay here.
Well, that sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun. It is. You guys got to come and fish one. You guys have to. There is you know what? That's a kayak only. I was trying to think of one you guys could fish in Kentucky. I think Kentucky is included. That's kayaks only too, though. I'm just going to ship you guys a kayak.
There you go.
Promise me if I send you a kayak, you fish out of it, and I'll send you one.
Yeah, I'd fish out of it. I don't know if I'd catch out of it, but I'd fish. I can't say I'd catch out of it. Yeah, I know. We went out one day. Charlie signed me up for an all-women's tournament and then left town. And so my dad took me out, and we didn't catch a thing. So
weird how the captain of the boat changes it that much, huh?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, we kept getting snagged up, and I can't break our 50-pound line. I can't do it. He can hardly do it. Charlie struggles with it. So I'm sitting there taking our bread knife and just wing. He had to re-spool everything. It was awful. But, yeah, I don't know. We tried. But so I would definitely, I'd sit in a kayak and throw some line in, you know, and drop a baited hook down. But I can't promise I'll catch anything.
I have been pretty loyal. So I will tell you, I'm never going to switch my hooks. You guys might have the best hooks in the world, but I will switch to your line and leader line this year just to try it.
I
You should
lost
support.
him.
You should support your friends. I truly believe that.
I didn't hear you at all. You cut out.
Oh. I said.
I heard
I'm
that
pretty
you're happy, but
loyal.
like you won't switch hooks, and then you went bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm pretty loyal to my hook guy. I'm not sponsored by him anymore because I stepped away from being sponsored because I wasn't on TikTok anymore, so I pay for him. But those hooks have never done me wrong. But I will switch to your guys' terminal tackle and your line next year.
Oh, I appreciate that. Don't feel obligated at all, but I do appreciate it.
Now, you're supposed to support your friends, so that's why I'm wearing this hat, because Brandon's YouTube channel.
That's awesome. What does it say?
Fins and Talons. He does falconry in the winter.
Cool.
He does falconry in the winter and then catfishes from a kayak in the spring and summer.
That's really neat.
Unfortunately, all of his videos usually end with, Corey won today, but I had a good time out here. Poor guy. Couldn't imagine.
That's why you had to wear the hat, huh?
Yeah, I got to show him some love.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I did get a mention on Kayak Catfish's videos this year. He came to Hoover, and he unfortunately, very painstakingly, had to say, man, Corey Jeffers is having a great day today, and I can't catch anything.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you guys have a Facebook page or something for your tournament trail in case anybody watching is interested?
Yes, it's Katyakers Outfitters. KATYAKERS Outfitters. And the tournament schedule is pinned at the top of the page.
Jules, are you putting that in the comments?
I can.
I wasn't sure if that's right.
YAKERS.
Okay.
Outfitters.
Outfitters, okay. No, I was looking it up on mine, but now it's posted.
So yeah, I mean, we are super excited about it, and it really plays into the theme you guys have going with Catfish Conservation. You know, it gives those guys that can't keep a fish alive, or whatever the circumstance may be, they don't feel experienced enough to keep a fish alive, they can come fish our tournaments. And you and Jesse have to show up for at least Deer Creek. That's like a reunion for him and me. That was the first tournament of mine he ever fished. That's where I met him at, was at Deer Creek.
Yeah. And then we did that one that was a night one. We fished we fished Catfish Country in the morning, and then
drove all the way to CJ Brown to catch 1 pound channel cats. I won't ever have another tournament there. You don't have to worry about that.
It was rough.
I think he felt obligated to do it because we used to do the Angler of the Week, and he won Angler of the Week that week. I think he felt obligated to come and fish because I did a highlighted Angler of the Week story on him. He could have missed CJ Brown. I wouldn't have felt that bad. That place was rough. But I promise, all the lakes this year, I'm going to read down the list of them real fast. All the lakes this year have a potential for big fish, except for Deer Creek. I don't know why I put Deer Creek on there. I just love Deer Creek. I don't know why. It's just a peaceful place close to home. Let's see.
Steven, Charlie steals all my hats. After his gets so gross, he steals mine, and then I'm left with none. So y'all get a big forehead. I do have this. I could wear this one.
I think he wants a run and gun, Julie.
I read it wrong. Then why don't I? Because you've never bought one.
Charity, Steven.
Yeah, you want a giant tamer? I got a giant tamer. No, I don't have any run hats.
Yeah, I do. I'll buy one of those. All right, so the list of the lakes this year. We started at Rocky Fork, which I don't know. Have you and Jesse ever fished at Rocky Fork?
No, but we're talking about maybe doing something with our veterans down there, so we know of it.
April 11th, we're having a tournament there. You guys don't have anything scheduled April 11th because nobody else starts that early. We'll see you there. That is Little Sandusky is what we call it. There's a bunch of big channel cats in there. There are some flatheads. I think you'd have to be the luckiest person in Ohio to catch one on April 11th, but the channel catfish in there is fun. It's a lot like Sandusky. The fish are just as big. I mean, you catch 20-pound channel cats at Rocky Fork too. It's a lot of fun. We've had it 2 years there. I did one there 2 years ago. I think the biggest fish caught. So in the length where we go by inches, I don't know how much it weighed. Don't ask me. I think there was a 37 and a 38-inch fish caught the first year and a 37-inch fish caught last year. That's a pretty big channel cat. I mean, we're aiming for 36 plus blue cats at Hoover. So 37, 38-inch channel cat's fun. After that, we go to Hoover. Obviously, everybody knows Hoover's great. Charlie and Julie can't come to that one because their boat's too big. But it's I think it's 20. How long is your boat?
We got a 17-footer we could bring out.
Perfect. I promise you, Hoover on April 25th is going to be the funnest fishing you would do all year. You guys will catch a ton of 25 to 40-pound fish.
That's sweet. I like just catching. I don't even care.
So, like, when I went to Louisiana, we caught a metric crap ton of 30-pound fish when I was there.
Yep.
That can be Hoover on a really good day. You can catch 20, 30-pound fish.
Yeah.
So we go to Hoover on April 25th. Then we go to Caesars Creek, which is down south. Actually, Caesars Creek can't be far from – I mean, I don't know how far you guys are from Cincinnati, but –
Us, we're 5 hours. 4.5.
5.5 hours, you're at Caesars Creek. We'll see you there. See, I'm already planning your guys' fishing schedule.
See you
Make sure you're writing this down. Caesars Creek, we went there in May this year. I had never fished it. I actually fought the tournament director and was like, why? Because he went to Caesars Creek over Rocky Fork. And I said, why would you do that? And we fought about it for days. And he's like, just hear me out, man. So I go there thinking this is a channel cat lake. I ended the tournament at like 67 blue cats.
Jeez.
They were all at 30 to 32-inch range, but, dude, there was a ton of them. And I'm like, hey, this is a great lake. I think I'll add that to the Kayakers Trail next year.
Yeah. Awesome.
So there's blue cats in Caesars Creek. After that, we go to Sandusky Bay on May 23rd. Obviously, it's the Sandusky Bay. Have you guys made it up here and fished the Sandusky Bay yet, Julie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you have no idea what you're missing. Does she, Ashley?
Now that he's up there, I'm kind of thinking like, which I wanted him to take the boat to St. Louis, and he never did because he was there for, I think, a year. But anyway, so maybe he'll, we'll make some plans because he's going to be up there.
Yeah, you took Sandusky, right, Ashley?
Yeah, what? Yeah,
you guys took Sandusky, right? Oh, it's the most magical place on earth in May. Like, I don't know that there's anywhere funner to fish in May. You can go up there and catch 100 20-pound channel cats. Like, it is fun.
Yeah.
So,
Channel Cat Charlie.
Channel Cat.
He doesn't like that.
He would have a blast at the Sandusky Bay.
He don't like Channel Cat, so.
I bet he would there. I don't like catching channel cats either when I'm on the river. It makes me mad.
Yeah.
But up there, when you're catching a 20-pound channel cat fights like nothing you've ever fought before.
Oh, yeah. So, and that's what, like, I think up there it'd be cool because down here you're wanting the big blues, and when you get a channel cat, you're kind of like, okay, why are you here?
Right.
It's freezing for you.
Right.
So, yeah, up there, he'd probably like
Actually, during our national trail event up there last year, Austin Harding caught a 42.5-inch, 34-pound channel cat.
Ooh, that's that big one.
Dude, it was crazy.
Yep. See, look, Shavon, my father-in-law, he already said he'll bring the boat. We can go to Hoover.
All right, coming to Hoover. And then a month later, we got Sandusky. Put that on your calendar.
There we go.
Sandusky. And then June 20th, we go back to Sandusky and we fish a double event with the National Trail. So there's a National Kayakers Trail. It's the Raccoon Creek National Kayak Trail. They're going all over the country this year. They have a stop at Hoover and at Sandusky. We're going to do a double event. So you won't be able to fish the National Kayak Trail in a boat, but if you're there in a boat, you can fish our trail. So we go to Sandusky twice, a month apart. And then on July 11th, Julie, there is absolutely no reason why you guys make this drive. We're at Deer Creek just because I love Deer Creek. It's like 6-pound channel cats is what we're going to catch.
Yay!
After that, we go to Seneca. Seneca is known for their giant flatheads. I mean, there are giant flatheads there, and they recently caught blue cats there. So you catch a bunch of. I went there. I caught 40 or 50 fish. I didn't catch any big ones, but guys were catching big ones. Mm-hmm. Then on August 7th, that's when we have the 48-hour All-Ohio tournament that I talked about earlier, where it's 48 hours, starts Friday evening, ends Sunday evening. You travel the entire state, or if you think you're good enough to catch them all in one body of water, you want the biggest blue cat, the biggest flathead, and the biggest channel. So it's going to be the combined 3 scores. So somebody who goes and catches a 40-inch blue cat, a 40-inch flathead, and a 28-inch channel cat will most likely win. But you could have that one guy gets lucky, catches a 50-inch flathead, a 40-inch blue cat, and then a 12-inch channel cat, and you could still win. It's because it's the combined scores. So the three of them
what if
together.
somebody can't catch one of them? Like, does their scores not matter?
Your scores will
count?
count. Yeah, it'll count, but you're at a severe disadvantage to a person that doesn't
Because
catch
you're
all
not
three.
going to have a third.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you go catch a 50-inch blue cat and a 50-inch flathead, we'll just give you the trophy and go home. Like,
All right.
I think you'd be untouchable at that point. But what you're going to run into is somebody's going to go to Sandusky and get a 35-inch channel cat, and then you can even with two 50-inch fish, if they do decent on their flathead and they get a blue at Hoover, you're not going to beat them. I mean, it's because that 30-inch channel cat from Sandusky is going to kill you.
Okay.
And we had tournaments where it was like your best, like we would do a 24-hour tournament, your best 5 fish. Well, everybody would just go to Hoover and catch their 5 40-inch blue cats and win, splitting it up and making it to where you only get one of each species. It wasn't that you have to absolutely catch one of each species. Jeez, it was you couldn't weigh in 3 blue cats and win from Hoover every time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're super excited about that one. That one's on August 7th. And then after that, we go back into the river. So August 22nd, it's the whole Scioto River from wherever it starts up north. I'm not sure where, to the Ohio River. You can fish the entire Scioto River. We are going to, I don't know if the Scioto goes into Lake Erie. I don't believe it does, but you're going to have to be 50 nautical miles from Lake Erie, 30 nautical miles from the river, 30 nautical miles from Lake Erie. Takes you out of the giant fish in the river and the abundant blue cats channel cats in Lake Erie. Again, I don't know if the Scioto goes into Lake Erie. The boundaries will be set well before the tournament starts. There'll be a map. After that, we go to the Ohio River, and it's going to be the entire Ohio River as long as you're bordering Ohio. So if you can fish it on an Ohio license, you can fish it for that tournament, which would include the canal up to the Buffalo Bridge, the Little Miami to the first. No, the Little Miami goes into Ohio. I can't remember what that next one down that goes into Kentucky is. Well, whatever. As long as you can fish it on an Ohio license, which again, during this tournament, you're GPS tracked. So every fish you submit, we're going to know right where you caught it. Not weird. There's one guy. He's a third-party judge. He lives in Texas. Nobody in Ohio will know where you're fishing at. The guy in Texas who judges the fish, he'll be checking the GPS points. I won't have access to do it. Nobody. The National Trail and the month-longs, the guy lives in Ohio. He doesn't fish them very often. Very honest guy. I don't think he would ever cheat, but he can see all the pins. One thing we wanted to do, we wanted to be a guy who's out in nowhere, not fishing our tournaments, to see, like, if he's seeing the points, it doesn't matter, right? If he knows exactly where you're fishing, that doesn't matter. I think that's an integral part to the length series, is knowing right where people are fishing, just because you don't want guys going and tying fish up, and they go over to the bank and they take 10 pictures in a row, you know?
Yeah.
That's why it's so nice and pretty hard to cheat in the length series, because everything is tracked by GPS. When you take a picture on your phone, I don't know if you know this, but it records the coordinates where you took the picture. It records the time you took the picture. It'll send other than the coordinates, it'll send you the lake. Like when we zoom out, and there's a video on this for anybody who wants to know, I can send it to you. Like whoever the tournament director is, when they zoom out on the lake, you can see, like, if we're fishing Hoover, you can zoom out so you can see all of Hoover, and then like in a different color, if somebody submitted a fish from Lake Erie, it would be a different color, and you would see it, and you could just automatically click on it and disqualify the fish. So it's pretty cool. So, but that's the whole Ohio River will be in bounds. If you can fish it on an Ohio license, you can fish it, and then. The only difference is going to be is it's still going to be 3 rods per boat, right? Because like if we fish in Ohio waters that border Kentucky, we can use unlimited rods. If we fish in Indiana and Kentucky and we have both licensed, we can use unlimited rods. So it's still going to be 3 rods per vessel, just because the kayak anglers, most of those guys will not use more than 3 rods. I think it adds a little bit of more of a makes it a little harder for the boat guys, right? Everybody's used to fanning out 12 rods, dragging 12 baits. If there's a fish in the area, you got a chance at it. 3 rods makes it pretty difficult. After the Ohio River, we go to Hoover, and then we go to the championship that I was talking about earlier. So all of those lakes, except for Deer Creek, you do have a solid chance of catching a big fish.
Well, that sounds like a well-planned schedule you guys got there. It sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
We'll have to check that out.
I hope I see you guys a bunch. I miss seeing Jesse at tournaments. He was always fun to talk to, and then he just disappeared. And he's like, "Dude, I don't want to catch channel cats." He got introduced to the river and forgot about it.
That's right.
But you guys could go to the Muskingum for that all that 48-hour all of Ohio. You could go to the Muskingum, find that 85-pound blue cat, and just put it away.
Yeah.
There you go. Shut it down.
Shut it down. Just put it away. I'll just post on Facebook. Tournament's over. Ashley and Jesse win.
We need to get back out there. We haven't been out there at all. We didn't get to go our normal time of year this year because we left our boat in Alabama to get some stuff done to it. So we missed out fishing around Christmas.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It was 70 degrees around Christmas.
I know. That's what I told him when he said we were leaving it there at Thanksgiving. I'm like, you sure you want to do that? He's like, yeah, we will be fishing.
It's only really cold in February. Can we just bring it back?
Right.
Yeah. Whew.
So we will share out your tournament. We'll share that on our pages to bring more awareness to it and try to get you some more people.
I appreciate that.
If anybody has questions, just shoot Corey a message. I'm sure he'd be glad to answer any questions you have about that trail or kayak fishing or anything related to that.
If anybody wants to try out kayaks, I have 2 extras. I absolutely love taking boat guys out on a kayak and them hooking into a big fish at Hoover. Like, it's a whole different ballgame. When you're fighting the fish and the fish is pulling your boat around, like it's
that's why I want to do it so bad. I think that sounds like so much fun. Jesse O'Neill, he caught a 100-pounder in a kayak. Could you even imagine? Like, you feel like you're with a dolphin.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like,
that
I'd
would
be
be
going crazy.
That's my dream. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna catch a 100-pounder in a kayak. You got
that
to.
would be sweet. Steven, knock it off.
Come on, Steven. I'm telling you, dude, you'd fit in my kayak. I'll bring it down there. We'll just during rising sun while everybody's out fishing, me and you will just fish right there in front of the boat ramp in kayaks. They actually have their national.
I'll stay back.
There you go. Charlie can go without you.
I'm gonna record that mess.
We actually had our national event had their tournament, their end of the year tournament at Rising Sun one year. It wasn't very enjoyable for them because us guys on boats were just murdering them, but they did have a tournament down there.
I was there that year. That was the first time I ever went to the Rising Sun tournament, I believe, because he was, I don't know how they were doing it, but I was there when they were hosting. It was like 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago because that was the first time Jess fished it, and we were trying to watch the live stream, and you couldn't hear what the people were weighing in from the boats because he kept talking about the kayak people when they were posting it on their board.
Yeah.
It's kind of
interfering. The guy who does the live stream is the tournament director for the kayaks, so he was super excited about it.
Yeah, kayak Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, my boat is like a kayak, Corey. Come on, Mike. I'll let you use one of mine. We keep saying we're going to fish together anyway. Let's do it in kayaks. I'm telling you guys, my kayak, it's the Bonafide XTR 130. It is the first step of kayaks not being kayaks anymore. It has a front casting deck. I put 2 chairs on it. Like, it is huge. It's unbelievable.
So, like Shay Bob's boat, my father-in-law's boat. So if I just don't use the motor and only use a trolling motor, can I just kayak out of that? Kayak Mike is my guy. He does a ton for free, so he can talk about anything he wants on my live stream. I don't care.
Kayak Mike is awesome. He's an awesome dude. A little tiny guy, but boy, he's fierce. Mike, between telling me you're gonna come kayak fish with me and you're gonna fish my tournaments, we've got a lot of broken promises there. So now you just come use one of my kayaks, fish my tournament, we can just seal it all up.
Boom. Sounds like there's a plan.
There's a plan. no, we are excited, and it really plays into the conservation side of catfishing. That's what intrigued me the most about helping these guys out was, I preached conservation forever, and then I released a state record without it, so I kind of proved that I believe in conservation, and then now here's my chance to educate people on why this is better, especially for the guys who just aren't prepared. Mike's food bill kills me. Dude, that guy can eat. We go out to eat after tournaments, and that dude will eat the entire restaurant. I made the mistake one time of offering to pay at B-Dubs. Won't ever do that again.
Oh, yeah. Lessons we learn.
Come on up. We're there twice, Mike. We're there at the end of May and at the end of June. It is fun. Lake Erie's fun. Jesse and Ashley are going to fish them all. Julie and Charlie are going to fish them all. It's going to be great. Get everyone up.
Let's go.
Yep.
Not that far drive. Charlie's working in Ohio now anyways. He can. I've got 12 acres over there at my new house where I'm building my house. I'll have a 100 by 200 heated shop. I'll keep his boat real nice and warm for him. You just have to drive down and get it.
He might like that. Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably cast in one of the Great Lakes from where he's staying. They're really close to them.
Yeah, he's not very far from Lake Erie.
No, so I don't know. It'd be fun.
In Ohio, we got like 4 extra bedrooms in that house we're building. Just bring the whole family. You guys can just bring the kids.
Here we
You
go.
and Amber can hang out. Me and Charlie go fishing. It'd be great.
I know. I haven't seen her in forever.
And she was supposed to say hi to you, and then we got on here and she got busy.
Yeah, I understand that. My daughter's been texting me like, Mom, girlfriend, I told you, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of ran over a little bit tonight, so the kids are probably getting a little bit anxious.
Yeah.
We'll blame it on the technical problem. We gotta get on that We gotta get on our technical director. He's really killing us here.
Yeah.
Mr. Starlink, I'm gonna let what's his head know, Elon Musk know. Listen, the Weatherspoons are a huge family. You ain't got the room. Listen, we only travel by 4. The other ones, they're just gonna have to make their own arrangements.
Listen, my house has a full basement with bedrooms in it, a full attic with bedrooms in it, a first floor with bedrooms in it, a guest house with bedrooms in it, and an attic above the guest house with bedrooms in it. We can make room for you.
It can fit all the Weatherspoons. It sounds like.
We can fit you, and we can fit Ashley and Jesse. We'll all just stay in our house.
There we go.
We've got. Listen, I learned. When you live in a house with all girls, you learn that bathrooms cannot be too plentiful. So on top of all that space, we got 5.5 bathrooms. So we'll get you.
That's awesome. See, what I'm thinking is all the people that are mothers get the guest house, and then all the people that are men and children can stay in the main house, and it's going to be great.
I think you got that backwards.
Let Amber know.
It's got a 4-car garage. We'll leave all the kids in there.
Okay, bet. Oh, man. Justin said, has everyone called to support House Bill 397 yet? Have y'all called Kentucky? Drop it in the chat.
And emails. Emails are listed on the last run page.
Yep. I did email.
Should be spamming it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, guys, we probably ought to hop off here. We'll let people get to dinner and family stuff. So we appreciate
Corey,
you hopping on here with us, Corey.
No problem. It was great. Technical issues sucked, but I feel like the whole last half of it, when my internet kicked into gear here, I think it went pretty good.
Yes.
Yes.
It did. It happens. So
We will be sure to share out your tournament trail for you.
I appreciate you guys. And like I said, hopefully we do see you guys. It'd be great.
Yep.
I think Amber would die if you came up here and spent some time with her while me and Charlie fished.
I'm down. That's fine.
All 3 of you guys can go out and have a good time. We'll just meet, and the guys will just go fishing. The kids can fend for themselves.
Yeah. Listen, that sounds great. I'm in. Say no more.
Yep.
All right. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for having me on.
Yep. You
Not
take
a
care.
problem. See you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye, guys.